All right, welcome back to the party, everybody. I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. How is everybody doing? If you are coming from the last stream, we just covered Tucker Carlson doing his thing in Australia. But I want to hear what you guys had to say more about the debate coming up in just about not quite 2.5 hours. We do have a running poll of who do you think will win. I think it's pretty obvious that Trump is going to win. There's a few. I struggle to think of the scenarios that would cause Trump to not win or to have a bad showing. I'm not really sure. What that would look like. Because again, I think we were talking about here, let me do this. The CNN mics and all that stuff, and how they're doing it with the lights. Let me try and find that video. CNN microphones. All right, give me this 1 second right here. Shout out to Nicholas Luchetti in the building. We also got Daniel Cabrera. Welcome. Said whoever wins, we will lose. But we might lose. I don't think we're going to lose. But welcome to the party. They're going to mute mics like that will matter. Well, that's what I was saying before, that I actually think this is going to help out Trump. Because think about the situation where what's his face, Biden is trying to say something, and Trump is right there in his ear. The cameras, the stream, whatever, we can't pick up what Trump is saying, so we can just be like, "Screw you! You're the worst ever. Your son died," and be like dark and like all that kind of stuff, and we won't be able to hear it. And we'll just see Joe bumbling and fumbling and be like, "Oh, there's Joe again. And so it's very. Where's the thing with the? Trying to find the thing with the lights. If you guys haven't seen it, it's funny how maybe it's this. Hold on 1 second here. Let's share screen. And the audio. Get these back in my ears. Gotta hurry. All right, let's see what they are saying here.
Director David Chalian has more on the format, as Kristen Holmes just mentioned, the set of rules the two sides agreed to, and how different this debate night will look because of it. So talk to us about the rules.
Well, Anderson, one of the biggest changes I think the viewer at home will see is no audience will be a part of this debate. It'll be the two candidates and the two moderators in the room there. Kristen, you heard mention that the microphones will be turned on for the designated speaker at the time they are designated to speak in the debate. His opponent's microphone will be turned off at that time. Timing lights are visible to the candidates throughout the debate, so they'll know when their time is running out. And the two candidate podiums are 8 feet apart from each other. Obviously, that's a lot closer than these two candidates were to each other on the debate stage compared to 4 years ago when we were in the height of COVID.
And what are the rules regarding how each candidate is supposed to respond to questions?
So the way that the debate is set up, and these are CNN's format that both campaigns agreed to in order to participate in the debate, was that there would be a big macro topic, and candidate A will get a question on that topic. They will have 2 minutes to answer that question. Then there will be 1 minute response from candidate B, if you will, and another 1 minute response from candidate A, and then it flips the other way, staying within the broad topic area, but a different slice of a question related to that topic. Candidate B will get 2 minutes at that starter question. Candidate A gets a minute to respond. Candidate B gets a minute to respond. Of course, Jake and Dan at moderator discretion can ask a 1 minute follow-up, Anderson. I would note also, though, these candidates—
1 minute follow-up. So that 1 minute follow-up, we're gonna have to look at that 1 minute follow-up to see what exactly they use that for, because that, I think, is definitely going to be a big factor. Yeah, I was looking for the other one where they're actually showing it. Maybe they'll show it here, but I don't need to see the whole rest of it. But either way, they have a video somewhere where it's like they're showing. I mean, as if people don't know how mics and muting works. I assume that's for the the boomers in the audience. But Eric Fairchair says, I agree. I think it will help Trump, the master troll. So he doesn't have the audience to play to, but he can, he has a different type of opportunity. And, it's, it's the thing. Carl said, I would like to be colorblind, but when the prevailing culture is all about hating and replacing white people, i.e. critical race theory, ignoring that is ignoring a potentially really bad situation. This is coming off the last stream. We were talking about the great replacement theory and how, yes, grippers use the white and white supremacists use the great replacement theory to talk about replacing white people, that it's been used enough in the common parlance that it now refers to, it is accepted to be used as replacing Americans. And so we're talking all about that. And so nobody's saying to be colorblind, nor like that's I don't get where you're coming from. I don't remember saying the word colorblind. And I don't remember saying that I ignore critical race theory. In fact, I'm very, very staunchly against critical race theory. So again, I think you're just fighting ghosts, dude. Like, I don't know who you're angry at, but it's not me. Bryson said, Trump's requirement for Joe to be drug tested, I haven't kept up with that. So they did try that, but that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. It's not like we know he's gonna be hopped up on everything. That ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. That's true. That's another good aspect of the fact that Trump is very emotive, and that's a benefit that he's gonna be able to use. Joe can barely move his face the way he wants it to. I think that's, so let's see if they bring up the rest of this in here.
Candidates, once they hit the debate stage, there is no staff, no aides. They can't communicate with their team until after the debate has concluded. So the viewer will be seeing at home the sitting president and the former president, an unprecedented debate, and they will not, during the course of the debate, be consulting with any aides.
All right, David Jellian, thanks so much. Joining us now is biographer Evan Osnos.
So that's another big piece about the fact that they're not able to talk to their aides. And so, he's out there. He's out there on his own. Trump on his own, he can do it all. Trump on his own can do it all. You just give him a mic and tell him to talk for 90 minutes, and he's good. Joe can't do 90 seconds. Oh my goodness, the Funk Master General. Let me grab these treats. Let me grab these treats for Morty. I forgot them before. I should have grabbed them in between, but thank you, thank you, thank you so very, very much. Of course, every donation comes with a treat for my co-host Morty. I forgot them over there. Give me 2 seconds here. Get your treats. Treats for Morty. Treats for Morty. We got treats for Morty. We got treats for Morty. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Hold on. I'm unprepared. All right. We good? All right, let's get Morty over here. It's going to be difficult. Okay, come here, bud. Oh, look at my boy here. And we're getting a treat thanks to the Funk Master General. No question, no comment, just pure love of the game. Thank you. So very, very much, sir. I very, very much appreciate it. Oh, look how cute he is. Thank you, sir. Very, very, very much appreciated. You are messing everything up, Marty. Oh my goodness. Where are we at? Okay, and we got Taylor Wooden in the building. Welcome to the party. What happened to your profile picture? I liked it, but the purple works for you. Shout out to Zip ADS and Lee. Welcome. Said it's an ish show all around. I agree, but again, I think that is a benefit to the people who are looking to shake. We're looking to shake things up. We don't want the same old, and we don't want them to be able to expect what's coming. Trump is the one who can act on his feet and be on his toes. So that all of that is a plus in my eyes. Welcome to the party, Morty. Indeed. Loves those super chats. Super chats, Venmo, the Indian Jesus. If you want to get around, what is it? YouTube taking 10% of our money, keep it in the family. Hit up the Venmo. Cash App is the same thing. Very, very much appreciated. And every donation comes with a treat for Morty. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I already had you as the sponsor from the last one, so doubling up, out, sponsoring yourself. Thank you so much, the Funk Master General. Nick says, I consider you a first generation born American, more American than any woke moronic fool because you're patriotic and love this country. I'm honored to call you a fellow American. Thank you, thank you, thank you, sir. I very, very much appreciate that. Zippy said the huge delay is a sign the whole thing is not worth the time wasted to watch it. I mean, I hear where you're coming from, but it's such a historical thing. We've never had a president who was debating their incumbent. We've never had a presidential debate that had no audience. We've never had a presidential debate that was like this. And so, I mean, this is for no other reason. It's literally history. It's literally history. So I'm just here for whatever happens. I think for the most part, the most people are already decided. It's just, I mean, when's the last time you really didn't know what was going to happen with, something so seemingly predictable? I mean, I haven't seen tonight's episode of The Boys, but and I don't know what's going to happen there, but I don't think that we are going to see anything that's going to disappoint us. I think whatever happens, it's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting, even if the conversation itself is not interesting. The occurrence of it. I was just listening to Dave Smith when he was on Michael Malice's podcast. And this was recently after the Cuomo debate. And they were talking about how, it was almost surreal for him to be on the stage with Chris Cuomo. Like, he's just some comedian guy. Yeah, he's got a platform, he's big, but he's not, head anchor at CNN big. And just the confluence of Chris Cuomo's downfall and his rise, crossing, and for them to be on the same stage, like, that's just a crazy thing that happened. Even if that that did go really well, but even if it didn't go really well, it's just awesome that was a thing that happened. And even if it didn't go as well as it did, I think it still would have been very cathartic. And so similarly here, I think even if it doesn't go, even if it isn't like some super entertaining thing where we're like, oh my goodness, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like, I still think it's going to be an interesting thing. And we certainly are going to be talking about this day today. We're going to be talking about this day for years and years and years to come. So right now we have 100% of you saying that Trump will win the debate. And again, hard to disagree. So we said it's a shit show, a dumpster fire. Dumpster fires can be entertaining. I think the rules of this debate are more historic than Trump debating. Yeah, what a world we live in. Indeed. Yeah, let's see what else. I didn't actually listen through all this. Let's see what else they got. Shout out to Ron L. Welcome to the party. First not to fall asleep. What you mean? Trump ain't gonna fall asleep, and if Biden falls asleep, it's just gonna be because the drugs wore off. I think they are gonna load him up. Yeah, shout out to Jeff Peterson. Welcome. I said tell my kids to watch because it is a watershed moment. Regardless of how entertaining it is in the moment, this is history. And to think about all of the historic things in American history that were not recorded, that you had to be there. Like, yeah, this will be, you can watch the replay whenever, but I think just, watching with, some people that, watching with people or tuning into a commentary stream or whatever it is, being on Twitter and seeing what everybody's doing, I don't see how that's not going to be an engaging, fun time. President said, I agree with Zip, but I'm also baffled that this will take place. Makes me skeptical and speculative. Okay, skeptical about what and speculative about what? Ron said he's been cutting back on the Diet Coke. Nah, see, that's the secret weapon. He's been doubling up on the Diet Coke. That's how he does it. There you go. There you go. Keep it riding. Keep it riding. Let's see what else. Anything else in these rules? So let me do this.
The debate, be consulting with any aides.
All right.
Yeah. The fact that the aides, like you out there, you on your own.
Joining us now is Biden biographer Evan Osnos, Republican strategist Scott Jennings, and former Trump White House communications director Alyssa Farr Griffin. Evan, you've reported and spent a lot of time with President Biden over the years. How does he prepare mentally, emotionally for big moments like this?
He does a lot of preparation. He can, right down to the last minute, he'll be marking up a speech. In this case, of course, there's no speech. Really, this is not about stuffing your head full of facts and figures. This part of the process is about poise, getting enough command and comfort with what's about to happen that when you get up on stage, you are comfortable lacing those facts into your comments. And let's face it, also preparing for whatever it is Donald Trump's going to try to do to get under your skin. And we know for a fact, as MJ mentioned earlier, that
look at this Chiron Biden team looking to paint Trump as a quote loser who was too dangerous and reckless to be president. Almost like he wasn't already the president. And it was better than when Biden was president or is president. Come on, man. President says speculative on the intentions on the Democrat side. Obviously, Joe can't win, rules or not. So I did hear that our friend Gavin Newsom will be in attendance and on standby. That is a very, very, very real possibility that let's just say that they fake some kind of like, oh, I'm having a stroke, I'm having a heart attack, oh my goodness. And then Gavin Newsom runs up on stage, Joe Biden, I got you. No. And, hey, man, the last thing I want you to do for me, take my spot, run for president. They need to, the biggest problem the Democrats have is Kamala Harris. They use her as a DEI hire, and they want to get rid of Biden, but they can't get rid of Biden without her being in the way. So they have to find a crazy way if they are going to replace Biden with someone other than Kamala. And I think this is the perfect opportunity. I think, that shout out to Tim Pool. I think that he's spot on. Not that I think it's going to happen necessarily, but that is the type of maneuver that we would see. And when you think about the reasons why they would want a live debate or not a live debate, the other aspect of not wanting a live debate is the fact that the pro-Palestine people, even though they hate Trump, they are not very happy with Biden over this. And this is just a confluence of very bad things for Joe Biden. But yet, CNN and the entire establishment, we don't know. That's the beauty of watching this. Buckmaster said, this part of the process is about being able to finish a sentence. Indeed. What if Trump saves him first? Yo, that would be epic. That would be epic. Oh my God, imagine they try this. And Trump's like, nope, I got this. I got you, buddy. Oh, that would be the greatest thing in the world. That would be amazing. Fairy Tale said, born and raised in Cali, still here. Gavin Gruesome. Oh, I like that one. Gavin Gruesome destroyed our beautiful state. Yeah, you don't. I mean, maybe this is a thing about city folk and Hollywood specifically. But I feel like I used to hear about the beauty of California and driving down the Pacific Coast Highway, PCH, whatever it is. And I just don't hear that anymore. All I hear is San Francisco. Everybody's pooping on the streets and stuff. So I mean, maybe that's just bias of what I hear. and what's, in vogue to talk about. But, you notice some things. Shout out to David. Welcome to the party. Joe, Trump, you're a felon. Joe, so is Hunter. Yeah, right. I mean, there's so few things that Biden has to get it. Like, what do you have on Trump? Anything that you have on Trump is only going to speak to your base. It's going to be only the things that your base already likes. You're not going to get anybody new. Guys, you do me a huge favor really quick. Right up here or here, where is it? The 3 dots. If you hit those 3 dots and the like button is there, it helps the stream so very much, and it's so quick and easy. Thank you so much. Buddha said you are putting in the work. Let me know. It just told me the sound went out. Let me know if the sound is good. But yeah, I mean, there's so much that could be. Did it come back? I was muted for a second, but did it come back? Let me know if I'm still muted. Somebody say still muted if I'm still muted. They what was I saying? Yeah, there's just a lot of people that are interested in this, and I want to thank you, Erie. I want to be able to, selfishly, obviously, I want the channel to grow. But the reason I want the channel to grow is because I want to put I want to get to a place where we're past all these, culture war issues, even though I think they are very important to talk about, and we can talk about the bigger things. People aren't interested in those things yet. Jeff Pearson said, will it be the real Joe Biden? So here is something, I apologize, I forget who said it earlier about the debate being pre-recorded. Like, how would it be pre-recorded and the Trump camp, or Trump specifically, not let that out and keep that quiet? What would be the benefit? And so here, the same thing. I don't see how you could have a fake Joe Biden and Trump and nobody on his team would call that out. So I do think it will be the real Joe Biden. I hope. I don't know. We'll see. Buddha said, I had a wonderful day visiting with my 2 stepsons in Austin and just listened to your last live stream driving back to San Antonio and stopped by Cabela's and paid way too much for some ammo. Love your perspective. Thank you, sir. PCH, yeah. See, I know some West Coast stuff. There you go. Sounding that negative stuff, it dominates the media. Yeah, that makes sense. So, I mean, I'm out here in Jersey, and everybody thinks Jersey is the shithole of the country, but they don't call us the Garden State for nothing. Newark, Trenton, Elizabeth, they may not be great places. But North Jersey, South Jersey, whether it's farmland or just lush forests, shout out to Jersey and the wildlife. Carl said, I think they're going to openly steal, says Carl, this election with Biden, then 25th Amendment him to get unelectable Kamala Harris in charge, then gulags all around. So this isn't unreasonable, but if they were going to do, why wouldn't they just take him out? Why wouldn't they just... So let me reverse that. I think if they're going to do this, they don't need to go that far. If they are going to go with Kamala, if that's the plan, then all they need to do is let him perform badly. Let him perform badly in the debate, and then be like, oh, okay, we're switching you out and we're putting Kamala in. If it's Kamala, then that's not an issue for them. They could just say, oh, he's too old, she's next in line, so on and so forth. If they were going to do that, I think they would have done that already, or they're waiting for tonight as the reason to say, hey, Joe, it ain't going to work, and then put Kamala in. But I think the big problem is that they don't want Kamala in. Kamala is not going to beat Donald Trump in an election. Shout out to M169. Welcome to the party. David said, culture is to be shared. Has been for millennia. Yeah, that's another aspect of CNN being like, oh, you can't stream this. Like, why? This is the most important thing happening at this far in the year. Obviously, we have more stuff coming up in the rest of the year. But from today, or from January 1st to today, this is the most important news day. This is the most important news event. And they want to gatekeep. Come on. Come on. Hey, we got a Biden voter in the poll. Shout out to whoever thinks Biden is going to win. Nick said, I wish Gavin Newsom would take a long walk off a short pier wearing cement shoes. Ooh, ooh, ooh. In a video game, right? In a video game. Bryson said, I'm always on the lookout for distractions and possible instances of manipulation. I'm very vigilant of it, which is cynical and exhausting, and I don't like it. But I've seen too much not to. I hear you, brother. I hear you. It is, it's tough out there. And that's why, when we talk about like Gen X and everything, and they're oh, we're so tired. Like, I get it. I get it. I get it. The Zoomers might not, but I get it. It said, we the people should watch the voting polls for fraud. Yep. I mean, we definitely need to be like the tactic of last time, just being like, oh, they're doing this thing. Everybody just go vote in person. Like, that was a loss in 2022 because, people just ended up not voting, and we're supposed to have a red wave. It wasn't really. I agree. People will not vote for Kamala. I don't. Yeah, she's less popular than Hillary. Yep. I think there's enough people who would vote for her for them to think that it's an option, because Trump is so toxic to these people. Their brains explode at the sight of his face, at the sound of his voice, at the sound of his name. They can't be normal people. But at the same time, I don't know. I really don't know. Eerie Fairy Tale said, hard not to get black pilled that way, Bryson. But better know the truth, in my opinion. We can still have hope. Agreed. Cheers to hope. Dilly. Yeah, it's all rigged. It's all rigged. They are moving everything, all the pieces in there, all the chips on their side as much as they possibly can. As much as they possibly can. Yeah, I don't nobody like cackling and Kamala. We are in a country. Okay, so sometimes in a country there is smaller parts that we call states. They both do it though. Kamala and Hillary both do the cackling thing. I don't know where it came from. I don't know who told them that it was a good thing, but it's very off-putting. Shout out to Medrano. Welcome. Said they don't need Biden or Kamala. It's already nearly weekend at Bernie's up in the White House. All they need is continued willful ignorance of their supporters. That is very true and very scary. That is very true. It's not as if, don't forget that in 2020, the Atlantic had that article. Joe Biden, we just need your corporeal form. Literally saying we will do weekend at Bernie's. Then literally doing weekend at Bernie's. So you make a fantastic point that we don't actually need him to do well. We just need people to blindly continue following them. Great point. That I hate that you're right. I hate that you're right about that. Carl, so the reasons people will not vote for Kamala Harris are the same reasons that make her a perfect yes win for the death cult elite. Agreed. Just like I said, pre-recorded. Again, Richard, if you think it's going to be pre-recorded, what reason does Trump have to keep quiet about that? Why would Trump not tell everybody that it was pre-recorded? That's a direct question to you, sir. It said volunteer to be a vote counter. That is definitely a way to go about it. So, Bryson, you're familiar with the Matrix thing, the red pill or the blue pill. So the blue pill is supposed to be, your quiet, you go back to your quiet life and you just accept all the lies or whatever. The red pill is the darker experience, but it's the truth. And then the assumption is that you learn to deal with that. But the black pill is just, meant to be like, oh, it's all doomed, there's nothing we could do, that kind of thing. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you are fully of that mindset, but people will say that's black pilled to mean like that's kind of, being a doomer. And I mean, shout out to Umar Farouk. Sorry, I'm terrible with names, but welcome. So as long as Modai and Barat lose, I do not know who those are. King Ivana, welcome, said the focus group enjoys your cackling. Right high. Yeah, I want to know who was in that focus group. We need just some more cackling. I bet there's a bunch of cackling women like, I love this woman. She sounds exactly like it. Can she do more of that? Oh. David says to Bryson, it's a race bait to get the Biden vote. They're playing with your emotions. Yep, that is the name of the game. So Richard said, personally, I'm voting for Joe Biden because I support accelerationism. Oof. Acceleration to communism, for real, bro. I mean, I can understand that is a strategy. Be like, let's just get this, this downfall over with so we can rebuild. But I don't think that's a good. I don't think that's a good way to go about things, because the wheels of government turn very slowly. So you're just going to create a bad life for yourself. And then, in the future, things might be better, maybe, if people continue your with the plan. But I don't know, man. I don't know. But to each their own. To each their own. I mean, that's pretty far. That's a pretty big conspiracy. That the whole thing is pre-recorded. And Trump is going through all of everything because it's all part of a show. I'm gonna need some evidence. I mean, again, I'm open. Believe nothing. I don't actually have a sleeves on today. So believe nothing except that anything is possible. Nobody make fun of my tiny arms. It's possible. I would need to see a little bit more evidence of that, bro. Bryson says that's what I figured. Yeah. That's what makes being vigilant exhausting. Yeah. I completely agree. It's tough. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Funkmaster's asking, are you sure you're ready for the results of acceleration? Like, if you think things are bad enough now that we need accelerationism, you realize that that's only going to make things worse. And again, it's not like in 2 years things are going to be fixed. It's just going to be shitty for the rest of your life. And then maybe people younger than you pick up the reins and keep going. I don't know. If you don't have a coalition of people doing this, I don't know if that's a smart idea. So we got cackling Kamala and hot sauce Hillary. Was that the when she was down in Alabama and she's speaking with an accent? I tell you, I put hot sauce on. I keep hot sauce in my purse. Do you though? I don't think so. This is why Lucy Schumer, Omar, AOC, Biden, Hillary, all scared about being tried and jailed if Trump gets elected. That's what I'm saying. Like, at what point are we going to be saying, that it just doesn't make sense? It doesn't make sense that people would go far down this road. And like so is it really a reach to say that they are two sides of the same coin? No, I just disagree. I think in general, if you were to pick any other two people in politics, then yeah, two sides of the same coin. But it's just like you lay out. So if you lay out why they would do that, why would Trump be a part of this? What would be the reasoning that Trump, who was already rich, already liked, already famous, why would he get into this in the first place? What is the benefit to him for playing along with this show? And I don't think you answered my last question either. Blink if you're gay. All right. Again, I'm not gay, but it's okay if you are. Welcome to the party. And again, yes, another unanswered questions. Are you sure you're ready for the debate, for the results? You're saying a lot of things, but sounds like you're just shouting into the ether, bro. Like I am telling you you're wrong. How about you tell me anything that I've asked you? Acceleration is the only reason people are waking up to the LGBTQ stuff. I would disagree. So what do you mean? So define accelerationism then, because I think that it's when I hear accelerationism, that sounds to me like Bill Maher saying, "Well, I don't care if we create what did he say? An economic recession or whatever. Bring on a recession if it gets Trump out of there." That's what accelerationism sounds like to me. So maybe I'm misunderstanding what you're saying, but the inorganic push from the establishment resulted in a very organic acceptance of the LGBT stuff. Absolutely, that was the people who buy into this shit. They absolutely buy into this shit. It's not people purporting it because they want the downfall of the country. They really believe that shit. Dietrich said, I think I like your answer less than just a normal Biden idiot vote, Richard. Some of us have spouses and children I want to see grow up and thrive. That's kind of disgusting. That's what I'm saying. And again, and again, and again. So you're just going to say things and not engage with anybody else. So next time you answer a question from me or anybody else, then we'll come back to you. Otherwise, you're just talking to yourself. David said all those who hate America and support Hamas should revoke citizenship and leave. Go to your country of choice and leave us be. I mean, freedom of speech. I don't necessarily think that you are the tippy top of Americans if you're supporting Hamas, but freedom of speech. Sorry. Sibby said to Richard, the coin is communism and monopolism. We all lose. Given how many want communism, it will take 10 to 20 years of hard communism for people to fight it. Exactly. Carl said the right-wing accelerationists remind me of a leftist Cloward and Piven strategy. It's a bad tactic. I've looked this up so many times and I forget every single time. Hold on. I've looked this up at least 5 times and I forget every single time. So the political strategy outlined in 1966 by American sociologists and political activists Cloward and Piven. Strategy aims to utilize militant anti-poverty groups to facilitate a political crisis by overloading the welfare system via an increase in welfare claims, forcing the creation of a system of guaranteed minimum income and quote redistributing income through federal government. So a way to bring in UBI. I agree with you, Carl. I don't think this is a smart strategy. Madrano says to Richard, I don't call them the Republican Party for nothing. However, I'm not convinced Trump is part of the cabal. Yeah. Again, why would he be a part of this? That should be a very easy, if you're so convinced of this conspiracy, then that should be a very, 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 very easy question to answer. Why would Trump be involved in this? What gain does he get? Especially if they are putting him in jail. We said to Carl, I don't know, rule by committee is a dead end. Yeah, but well, what does that have? Yeah. It was to save America from dictatorship and communism. Good. That is a good plan. I'm with that. All right. Richard says he's ready for it. I definitely am not ready for it. I am not claiming to be ready for it. I am firmly standing up and saying, no, I am not ready for the gulags. No, thank you. That is why I am voting for Trump. Shout out to Huncho Kinging. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the party. So with Biden and letting me enter the USA illegally through the Arizona border. Well, you better hope he don't catch ya. You better hope he don't catch ya. Next, I'm afraid if Trump doesn't win, this could be our last actual election. They may act like we get to vote after that, but I think it could all just be for show to prevent a revolt. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about necessarily, the faking this and that and whatever, but I do, as I've said a number of times, I do think this is an existential election for America. I don't think that another Biden presidency is going to stand. I think in 4 years, if Biden is the president, then some other foreign entity is going to have too much power to take over and do what they want, whether it's by trade routes or oil, the petrodollar, whatever it is. There's just too many chinks in the armor to be like, nah, we'll hold up. We're already not holding up. We're already not holding up. Like Master General said to Carl, I think it's a terrible tactic unless you enjoy violence. Yep. King Nirvana said, I feel like looking for logic in these people won't work. They built different in a weird way. I agree. Hardship will be a part of it. That's not accelerationism. Okay. Well, let's look it up then. Accelerationism is a range of revolutionary and reactionary ideas in left-wing and right-wing ideologies that call for drastic intensification of capitalist growth, technological change, and infrastructure sabotage, and other processes of social change to destabilize existing systems and create radical social decay, transformations, otherwise referred to as acceleration. It has been regarded, let's pull this up a little bit, you see that? It's been regarded as an ideological spectrum divided into mutually contradictory left-wing and right-wing variants, both of which support the indefinite intensification of capitalism and its structures, as well as the conditions for a technological singularity, a hypothetical point in time where technological growth becomes uncontrollable and irreversible. So pretty much what I was saying. Like, how is that different than what we're talking about? Okay, explain that. How is your LGBT example accelerationism and not just propaganda? Funkmaster said, you're right, hardship will be all of it for those of us that will go through it. So again, I asked, are you sure you're ready for it? Yes, as I've said many times. See, when I get asked questions, I answer them. So yes, I said you're right about that, because I said even though it is a clear push from the institutions, the people who buy onto it are doing so organically. They're not doing so. They're not buying. They're not buying into LGBT to bring down America. They're buying into LGBT because they're buying into LGBT. That's it. Bryson said, Nick, there will be more elections as long as we keep participating in it. I don't. Locally, sure. Not for POTUS, though. Well, I guess there won't be elections then. I guess not. The U.S. needs a sleeping giant to wake up. Who's a sleeping giant? Dietrich said, no one really cares, Richard. You're just here to spout your redirect when this is a community of exchange of ideas and values. Go waste your vote. And with that, I think we are going to move on from this bullshit. Yep, there you go. Right to the point. Dude said socialism, Bernie, Soros, AOC, this is what they want, a socialist America. Yeah, I think there is a genuine push for this stuff because they think it's good, not because they think it's going to bring down America. I think that is silly. There's a question about Trump's gain as if an insider is. Yeah, you're the one saying it's all a show. He's doing this. So I'm asking you, why do if that is the case, then there should be a clear benefit to Trump doing this. When there's not, then you have no reason then to back up this conspiracy. That don't make no sense. It don't make sense, but I believe it anyway. I have no information, but I believe it anyway. Smart men. The words of smart men. Yeah, smart point. Bryson, a conspiracy doesn't have to be formal when interests converge. Shout out to George Carlin. Hell yeah. Shout out to Film School Rookie. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the party. Said, we know Trump will win on substance, but the media will declare President Custard Brain the winner. Well, that's also going to be interesting. As what tactic are they going to use? How are they going to do that? How are they going to say something that we all watched and something because they're creating it in or centralizing it to only CNN and telling everybody not to stream it and all that stuff? How are they going to pull the wool over people's eyes if we all watched it? David said, time to clean house again, 1774 to 2024. Well, I mean, if we can actually get the swamp drained, then that's a move in the right direction. That's all we need is a move in the right direction. I am not looking at Trump as some huge savior that's going to fix all of the world or fix all of America for that matter. I just see him as the only opportunity to not see the destruction that the liberals want. Zibby said, rule by top-down committee. Local committees have to eat where they poop, so they can't go against the will of locals. Indeed. The pushback against the LGBT stuff is only due to the acceleration of LGBT stuff. Okay, does that what does that have to do with what I said? Again, you're just saying things. Just saying things. Yep, indeed, David. Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. The question is, which one are we? Which one are we? I'm pretty sure, even the strongest of us, I'm pretty sure we are in the weak men create hard times part of this cycle. I think it's hard to argue against that. So at least the hard times should create strong men, but overall, this is not the best showing that men have had in the history of men. Funkmaster said, letting the horses through the gate and figuring out later is a terrible plan. Agreed. Yeah, essentially. The simplest explanation, and that's not what I asked you. Somebody who knows nothing about something. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the party. Said, I hate to say it, but Trump is our fight against socialism. He's a businessman who was in danger of being attacked by the progressive left, and he virtually saved them. Yeah, exactly. But for some reason, he's apparently part of this cabal to do a thing that only is costing him a lot of money and all of his goodwill and all of his contacts and all of it, and will end up in jail. Brilliant plan. Like that, to think that, you would have to believe that Trump is a fall guy patsy. What? Agreed. Well, yeah, we're not doing that. If you bring up Jewish anything that's not in context, you're getting timed out. Carl said, watch Snowpiercer or The Road and get back to me on that accelerationist theory. That's how it will be for a lot of people. Yeah, I never seen The Road, but Snowpiercer. Shout out to Chris Evans, where he's on the, they have a train that, the climate is so fucked. They got to stay on this train, and it's like different classes in the back, and the beautiful ones up front, and not a good time. Not a good time, especially if you're near the back of the bus or the train. Yeah, Bryson said Trump is not part of the cabal for sure. So I'm not even necessarily going to say for sure. I don't know anything for sure. Believe nothing, except that anything is possible. It is absolutely possible that there is something that, like, maybe somebody has the dirtiest dirt of all dirt on Trump that also implicates other politicians, which is why that's not what they're going after him for legally. And the only way that Trump can get out of whatever trouble he's in is to be this 10-year slapping bag for American politics. But probably not, though. Probably not, though. Majano said, when you understand the geopolitical chessboard, many things make sense. It's easy to understand the conspiracies. You, conversely, just believe in the wild conspiracies. I mean, seemed pretty clear. I did not know there was a TV show for Snowpiercer. What is that on? I gotta check that out. I am. David, so those who support socialism and communism, go move to China or USSR for 10 years. Bet you won't come back happy. Well, actually, I think you would come back very happy, and you'd be very, 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 very happy to be back. I think so. Yeah, right. I wonder why it was appropriate. TBS, traumatic brain syndrome? What? What you talking about, Willis? All right, let's see. Let's jump back in here and see what other rules they have for the debate. If there's anything interesting here. And of course, we're going to hit the like button, even though it's CNN, because we are good people. And when we watch a video, we know that people put so much work into that video, and it's so easy, and it is absolutely free to hit the like button. So we always do that because we're not assholes. Oh, look, Thomas is here to back up his boy Richard. Welcome to the party.
They have
Helping
helping him.
Sorry, I didn't. There's a lot going on. I don't always remember. Like, yeah, gotcha. Thank you. Agreed. All right, we're over here.
And we know for a fact, as you know, MJ mentioned earlier, that they have they're helping him try to visualize the space. That's very important. Even all the way back in 1960, Richard Nixon didn't really have a good sense of the room in a debate. He spent too much time looking at the clock. People thought he didn't look enough into the camera, and it hurt him. So that's the kind of thing they're thinking about.
Alyssa,
little things like that. That is why they know that every little tweak that they make is going to affect things. I just think they've miscalculated yet again what Trump is capable of.
Based on MJ Lee's reporting, what do you think of the way President Biden seems to be preparing for this?
Let me say either they are underestimating Trump yet again, or I'm underestimating how dirty the system is willing to be. It's one or the other.
So that's the kind of thing they're thinking about.
Alyssa, based on MJ Lee's reporting, what do you think of the way President Biden seems to be preparing for this versus the former president?
Well, he's certainly leaning into hunkering down. I'm actually surprised by the level of specificity and detail we're getting from White House sources about
Seems like a lot.
How he's preparing and the kind of topics he's focusing on. I assume that's meant to telegraph that he sees this as highly important, but I also think it raises the stakes and expectations of how he's going to perform. What he's going to run into is this. Biden loves to defend his record. He feels like he's not gotten enough credit for it.
Sorry,
but what happens is you're looking backward.
Shout out once again to our stream sponsor, the Funk Master General. Thank you again, sir.
Also needs to be able to defend his record, but look forward and present a forward-looking vision. And all the while being up there against somebody who is known to try to throw him off of his balance, who's going to try to throw in jabs when it's his time to speak. And I think it's always a little bit harder for the incumbent in these debates.
Yeah, I mean, Scott, legendarily, incumbent presidents have a really hard time on first debates. They haven't been confronted, the way they do on a campaign. They are used to people sort of kowtowing to them.
And if you're Joe Biden, you can't believe you've got a 38% approval rating. You can't believe these polls that say that people remember the Trump presidency more fondly.
And you just need to explain it to them why.
You just
listen. That's going to be another thing. It's like, guys, you just don't understand, okay? You understand that it's good because the thing is that Trump he's a racist, okay? He's a racist, okay? I mean, that's what we're going to see. Someone knows. I'm gonna call you. Who knows? I'm gonna call you. Who knows? Who knows? Said I looked to when Trump first won in 2016, and he is sitting with Barack Obama, and you can read it on Obama's face. Oh God, Johnny's going to reverse and expose everything we, the DNC, have been fighting for. Yep. And I bet you he thought back to that moment at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Well, hey, Donald Trump, one thing you'll never be is in my position. You sure? 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 I don't know. It was a communism leads to socialism and democracy. Socialism leads to democracy or communism. Democracy leads to socialism or communism. Pick your poison. Let's not, chill with that. That's behind the scenes shit. Come on, what are we doing? Why would you put that in the chat? Come on, bro. David said, do you want to live like North Korea, sick, or do you want to live like South Korea, prosperous? I'll take South, please. Who knows? Said, you are definitely underestimating how dirty these creatures are willing to get. JFK, anybody? So I'm saying, I think the difference here, though, is how different the landscape is. Like, we're not gonna, they're not gonna do something that brazen. I'm definitely afraid that they will take him out, but it's not going to be something that is going to be easily traced back to him. I mean, even in broad daylight with a magic bullet, we still don't have a clear, exact answer on what happened with JFK. So I definitely see that as an issue, but it's a lot harder these days. It's a lot harder these days, but I definitely I'm definitely with you. They are creatures. They are dirty. Welcome back. Welcome back. What's a JFK? I don't watch CNN, so I have no idea. Does anybody know who this guy is? I have not a clue. David said, by Richard and Thomas, a one-way ticket to North Korea. All right, let's be nice. Let's be nice. Said, Trump is most definitely not racist. Of course he is. He said all Mexicans are arpists and murderers. Don't you remember? Don't you remember? They told you over and over and over again. That's what they do. That's what they do. I said a good strategy for Trump would be to claim that Biden pooped his pants live on mic during the debate, requesting a diaper change. I've heard that one too. I would love to see that. Just while he's talking, it's like, yeah, okay, we've had the best number. Oh God, what is that? Did you just poop your pants? That would be amazing. Amazing. Again, yet another reason that this is a historic night that we should all be excited to pay attention to. Just under 90 minutes, guys. Just under 90 minutes. So I said, yes, Joe, explain why everything costs more. Or no. Not just that everything costs more. We know why everything costs more. He has to explain why everything costs more, but that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's what they that's the hill that they need to climb up. King of Honor said, good impression for real. Thank you. Thomas said, I like Trump, but it doesn't matter. There's only one specific tribe that runs our government. Well, as long as you don't name them, then you're not going to get muted. His VP pick could help. I agree. So, Madonna said, what would Trump need to do to convince you that he's not a part of the corporatocracy? Okay, so who would be that pick? I don't know that Trump was a horrible pick. I don't know that. Trump was a horrible person. I don't know that he was a horrible pick because he had much less credit with the Republican establishment as a whole in 2016. So it is a very different landscape. It's a very different landscape. So I think the fact that people are for Vivek, I think he is the best pick. But again, yeah, Pence is definitely a weasel, but he was the evangelical neocon rhino guy that brought in all of those votes. So yeah, my Trump is not the best. I need to hear him, and then I can mimic it. But I'm better with Dr. Fauci. The droplets. Nobody said you need to be wearing a mask, okay? MLC9 said, I'll just say FJB, give me Trump. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Mr. General said Pence chose irrelevancy. Well, I'm glad he did. I'm glad he did, because he could have made things a lot more difficult, but he just kind of wasn't there. Hey, dilly, something we agree on. Something we agree on. Vivek would be a decent pick. Cheers to Vivek. Madonna said, I agree. Pence was a horrible pick, being that this is his second term. I should expect and hope him to take the gloves off. Yeah, I think he has a lot. He's a much wider base now, so he doesn't need to lean on his VP pick as much as he did in 2016. David said, I'd rather have Elmo for president than FJB. I said, shit. Me too. Me too. King said, I think Biden needs an earpiece in. No way he can just remember most of the comeback lines his team practices for. That's the level of conspiracy that I think we can buy onto very easily, because they'll have the earpiece for like the other person and for the moderators, and that would be there anyway. So that's the kind of thing that they could screw with, is that Trump is just hearing what's going on, whereas Biden's getting fed lines. That I could see. Richard Larry Elder would be another good pick. Yeah, I don't mind that. I think Larry Elder. Well, it depends. It depends on whether Larry Elder is actually part of that new norm show. Oh, my knees. Oh, my knees. I'm getting old. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my gracious. Oh, I was just sitting cross-legged for the last 2 hours. Okay. Oh, yeah, I think it would be a good pick. But I mean, if you're going to go Larry Elder, Vivek is a better pick. Bryson says, I predict Trump chooses Tulsi for VP. That's also, something I've been hearing a lot going around. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. I think she's a little bit too. I think she's anti-gun, and there's something else that I don't really love about her. But again, it's not like we're gonna see the VP like overtake Trump and be more popular than him. Again, if we're thinking about if they take Trump out, then the VP, that's a very important. It is going to be very important. So I would say those who have been listed so far, I'd say Vivek is number one. Tulsi, Vivek number one, Larry Elder number two, Tulsi number three. How do you guys rank those three between Vivek, Larry Elder, and Tulsi Gabbard? Just put them in order. Put Vivek, Tulsi, Larry, or Larry, Vivek. Just put the names in order. Which order would you prefer? Dietrich said, new theory. Lee Harvey Oswald came back from the future to find out who actually killed JFK. Only a scope he could find was on a rifle in a truck, and he couldn't break it. And Jack Ruby was his looper. We figured it out, guys. We figured it out. There you go. There you go. This is the thinking I like. David said Joe is going to have his brother step in for him as a plant. Maybe. I don't think so, but maybe. MSC9 said I'd be happy with either Vivek or JD Vance. Coincidentally, both from the Cincinnati area. We raise them right around here. Fair enough. I still haven't, like I said, well, that's what we're going to do. I meant to do a stream where we took the time to like do not necessarily a deep dive, but like who are these people who are potentially being picked for VP. And we just never did that. But I think it makes more sense to wait until he picks somebody and then do a deep dive on that. That makes a little bit more sense. But so all that to say, I'm not really that familiar with JD Vance, but I have heard a lot of good things about him. Bugmaster General said not Larry Elder. He's a great speaker. But not leadership material. Sure, But again, do we need leadership from the vice president in that same way? I don't know if that aspect of leadership is what we really need to work with Trump. You know what I mean? Trump is the leader. You know, to use Patrick Bet-David's thing. You know, he's talking about how I gotta crack my back. Hold on. Talking about how there's did you hear that? Oh, there we go. Patrick Bet-David talking about how there's, you know, the alpha presidents or the pioneer presidents and the flag carrier presidents, and the ones that will kind of pave a new way, and then for the presidents that are like that and do well, then the next person that comes in, we don't need to radically change shit up. We just did that. We like where we're at. So you just need to keep things going and maintain everything that is has been erected. So I don't know. I don't know if that really is as much of a factor. This, however, is a factor. Richard saying Larry Elder brings in black votes where Vivek doesn't. Very true. I would like to see how important that is, because I mean, again, I don't know. I don't necessarily trust the polls, but they've been saying that the black vote is already so far in Trump's direction that I don't know if specifically choosing a VP for the black vote. Again, maybe that's a good idea. I'm just saying I don't know. And again, on the leadership aspect in bringing in black votes, if Trump's already done that, then what is it that we actually want from the VP? You know? Shout out to Dayton Shelley. Welcome to the party. Said Trump was never a bad guy. The media can convince many that he was, but he's always been a very patriotic and charitable man. Also, who better to run the country than a man who understands economics? Yeah, so I back in the day, you know, I wasn't really paying attention that much, and this was still in the days when most people, if you didn't pay attention, you were a default liberal, because you know you didn't know that, you know, it seemed from the outside that you know, the like Obama and it was of the cool party, and then the old stodgies were on the other side. So that's why I refer to myself as a 2015 liberal, and that's kind of when I started paying attention. And I was only watching mainstream media, and I became a Bernie bro. And then they fucked over Bernie, and they had me, exactly as you're saying, fully convinced that if he becomes the president, that the world, not the country, the world would end. And so shamefully, I begrudgingly cast a vote for Hillary Clinton in 2016. And I was so ashamed of that. I was so angry with myself that I was like, okay, I'm never, ever voting against anybody ever again. And I didn't vote in 2020. I was like, I don't think anybody really has earned my vote that much. I don't like either of them. But now, seeing everything, Trump has done it. He's stayed with it. He hasn't given up. He hasn't cracked. He's been Trump the whole time, and I am for it. I am for it. Richard said, I don't think Vivek offers any new voters that you won't get from Larry Elder. Okay, but again, if we're not just talking about the election itself, if we're talking about the presidency and what is going to happen in that presidency, what is it that we are, what are the traits or the goals that we want the VP to accomplish? I think this particular election, I'm not saying in general, but this particular election, I don't think that bringing in votes is a big deal for the VP. I think people are so divided between Biden and Trump that what percentage of people are really on June 27th just completely not sure and waiting to see the VP before they decide whether they're going to vote for Trump or not? There's some, but like, Manager House said, now is not the time for a woman. Sorry, ladies. I kind of agree. I'm trying to disagree. I'm trying to figure out why I don't want to say this and why I don't want to agree. But I can't think of anything. Thomas wants Tulsi. Fair. Dayton said VP should be me. There you go. 1 vote for Dayton Stelly in as VP. King Ivana said Vivek, Tulsi, Larry. So pretty close in line. This is fun. There you go. That's what I'm trying to do. Have some fun. Larry, Vivek, Tulsi. Interesting. Why? So if we're just talking, Tulsi is kind of the wild card of those three. So if we're just comparing Larry and Vivek, what do you think would be the benefit of Larry over Vivek versus the pros and cons? What would be the pros and cons of Larry and Vivek versus the pros and cons of Larry versus the pros and cons of Vivek. There we go. I don't know. Brain fart. Sorry. Who knows? Said, I hope not Tulsi. Trump needs to remember McCain Palin. Didn't end well. Yes, I'm blaming Palin. Lisa Ann would have been a better choice. I think that's fair, but I don't think it's fair to compare Tulsi and Sarah Palin. As you said, that was on Sarah Palin. And M169 agreeing with me, saying Vivek, Elder, and then Tulsi. There you go. Ted Nugent, I don't know about that. I don't know. That doesn't seem like it would calm things down at all. John said, I suspect many of his picks, VP and cabinet, were to appease the swamp. There's no way he'd get away with going rogue during his first term. Yeah, I agree with you. And I think the plan was for the second term to be like, all right, now is when we're really going to do it, which is why it was potentially bad for the Democrats to do all this shit and not let him get. Now he has 4 years of study. Not only does he have a second term, now he's had 4 years of study and a chip on his shoulder that was much bigger than it ever was before. So might work out for the best. Look up Joe's brother. They look exactly the same. Joe Biden's brother. Come on. Francis Biden. Let's get a good side by side. This one's not bad. Let's see. Hold on. I like this one too. All right, so we got this guy, and we got Joe over here and his brother. I mean, yes, they look alike, but you're not gonna tell me that you can't tell the difference between this guy and this guy. They look like brothers. And I mean, again, here, the hair, the face, the shape of the face, it's way too different. It's way too different. I guarantee you there's people who look a lot more like Joe Biden than his brother. Especially just the old white man look. Just that look. They all kind of look the same at that age. But he's almost like in that uncanny valley where it's like you look like him, but you don't look like him. You know what I mean? Carlos said, I think it's probably Tulsi too, but I'm not thrilled about it. The older I get, the more I think women shouldn't be involved in politics. Again, I'm trying to think of a reason why I disagree, because I don't like. I'm still like I said, I'm a 2015 liberal. I'm about equality and actual equality, not equity. But I don't necessarily want to say that. But I can't disagree. Shout out to Applied Advances. Welcome to the party. So the VP has to be electable in 4 years. Vivek is the most like Mr. Trump and would be the best fit to continue his policies. That's what I'm talking about. That is the type of reasoning that we need to look for, not just who's going to get the most votes. again, particularly in this election, because of the fact that I think people already have their minds made up. And so it's about, okay, I'm going with Biden even though Kamala is there, or I'm going with Trump regardless of who he picks, which I think most of us are in that camp. We're going with Trump regardless of who he picks. Like, is anybody, put a 1 in the chat if you are going to if you plan to vote for Trump, but if he picks Tulsi or somebody that you don't like as VP, that you won't vote for him. I don't think there's many people like that out there. So again, this is the kind of thing that we need to talk about. What are we going to be doing in the next 4 years? So I'm right there with you. Shout out to Applied Advances. Dylan Soup said it'll be interesting to see how Biden does when Trump knocks him off script. Yep. Yeah. Again, don't love her. Nick said Vivek is the only one I can support. Fair enough. Thomas said Tulsi is who he'll pick, but I'd want Vivek. Why do you think that? Why do you think? Because I want Vivek as well, but the same reason that I thought, or the same reason that people didn't trust him to actually be president because he was brown or he's Indian or he's Hindu or whatever other bullshit reason. I assumed that they would have the same thing for VP. But everybody is saying like, no, all the polls like on Twitter that I've seen from individuals all put Vivek at the top. So I really don't know. If something happens in Trump, we will, and Larry ain't it. We will know, and Larry ain't it. Dayton says Vivek is a Trojan horse. Okay. Speak on that. David said MTG for VP. That would shake things up. I don't know if that would be a good idea. I could certainly see some people being like, I love Trump, but MTG is out there. I don't agree, but I could see people saying that. We're just saying may as well solidify their vote. Yes, but not at the expense of what can be done in the next 4 years. That's what I'm saying, is that if the vote is already secured, then don't waste the pick on getting the votes that you already have, because you need the people, you need the right people around you, as we saw in the previous administration, his previous presidency, that we need. He needs the right people around him. The Funk Master said Trump brings the black vote on his own. The same people that hate Trump hate Larry. That's what I'm saying. Toronto, so we need a VP who will carry out the MAGA agenda after Trump terms end, or heaven forbid, should Trump get deleted. Agreed. And that is, I think, the biggest thing why people are getting behind Vivek. Even if they don't trust him as a brown man or as an Indian or as a Hindu to be the president, when push comes to shove, if it can't be Trump, they're like, all right, okay, I get it. Shout out to JUSA AF. Is that America First? Let's go. Said I used to think I was a liberal. I definitely was a liberal. I think that I would still be a liberal if leftists didn't go crazy. I'm pretty centered. The last time I took the political compass test, it was dead center, and it was far into the libertarian side. So I'm pretty middle of the road. I'm just very passionate about the issues that I see are wrong. Like when it comes to the trans stuff, I don't have any tolerance for it. But I don't have any tolerance. Well, I don't have any tolerance for like pushing on kids. But I want you to be, if you're fucked up in the head and it makes you happy to wear a dress and you're a dude, then I want you to be able to do that. I just don't want you to affect children with it. So I think I'm pretty middle of the road. It's just that things have gotten so crazy. Nick says, seems like black Americans have come around because the Democrats showed their hand and screwed themselves. Yup. It's finally happened. Guys, I can't criticize. I voted for George W. Bush twice. I think we all, have had, our was that your first vote? I think, the first vote or early on, you definitely, we got to give some grace. Right, Christians? Grace is important. Thomas said, just about black pill, to be honest. I don't think voting matters. If it did, we wouldn't be allowed to do it. I've heard that too. But maybe that's the case. But you know what definitely will not get your voice heard? Not voting. So, this is almost the Pascal's wager here, that if it's rigged and you don't vote, then you have no influence. If it's rigged and you do vote, there's no influence. But if it's not rigged and you don't vote, there's still no influence. And if it's not rigged and you do vote, well, you have some influence. So even if this is the case, it still makes sense to vote. Richard said Vivek would be better for putting in front of the camera and talking to the press like a press secretary, and he's young, so his time will come. Yes, again, another agreement from me and Richard. I've been saying that for a long time, that maybe VP is not the best position for Vivek because of what Richard is saying, that he is very good at speaking and being on his toes, and that's a big thing. We definitely need that. Bryson said, I understand that it muddies the waters of credibility and integrity, though people can be excluded from learning. Can't be excluded. Yep. Jay said, I like Byron Donalds, another one that I've heard from but haven't really looked into. So as soon as somebody gets picked, we're gonna do a stream and do a little bit of a deep dive and see what's good. Yeah, that charm factor, but I mean, again, that's what Trump is. That's Trump's role. And so typically you need balance because all politicians are hated. And so we need this much charm factor and this much charm factor. And together you get enough that people will vote. But Trump already has that on his own. So again, why not pick somebody who's going to have more practical utility in the cabinet? Huh? Are you saying with either of these? I don't know what this means. Who knows? And it's not a gender issue. It's a policy issue. Right now, I have not heard much from a female politician that would have me run to the voting booth for them. We need a strong personality who can throw. Yeah, and it's just they're not hitting it. They're not getting it. I mean, credit to AOC. Credit to AOC. As much as we might hate her, she definitely knows how to rally up a base. And I think if you can match that with actually having good policy, then it'll be great. But why don't we see that? Why don't we see it? What did I miss? It's not my issue with her. It's a contradictory stance that disqualified her, in my opinion. Just one that I'm sure is your issue too. Are you talking about who are you talking about? Richard said Tulsi has been the benefactor of a ton of favorable press from mainstream media, conservative outlets, and content creators. True. None of them have pressed her on anything that she said in the past. Yeah, I agree. I think that's definitely coming if she gets picked, though. That's not going to continue if she gets picked. They're definitely be like, hey, whoa. Maybe not in the mainstream media, but definitely more of the alternative content creators, especially people who are more middle of the road and maybe are considering JFK. Those are the people who are going to press her the hardest. Carl said, I didn't understand the Palin thing at that time. She really did nothing that was out of line. The fake media just decided to destroy her. Yeah, and I will. This will be my feminist take, that it is relatively easy to take down a woman in media. So you can go after the woman much easier than just any guy. So yeah, fair. What? Which position are we talking about? I think I agree with you. I'm just not sure. What's a reach? Again, I'm falling behind, so make sure you give context in your comments, because I'm about 10 minutes behind you guys in comments. Carl said, not that I would want Palin for vice president, just pointing out that she was the mainstream hatchet job. Yep. Why is Joe a stumbling idiot? I do not know. Yeah, they tried to destroy Palin the same way they tried to destroy Trump, but it was way more effective with Palin. Does it have to do with her gender? Does it have to do with the fact that Trump is Trump? I'm just saying it worked a lot better with Palin. Dayton said, as VO, what is VO? As VO pushed to end the VP. As VPO to end the ATF, the FBI, and the IRS. Don't forget the CIA. You want to bring back gun safety classes to the school curriculum. There you go. You should be the VP. That's a good point. On the world stage, it absolutely is a gender issue. You are 100% correct. And I did not take that into account. You're 100% correct. Yep. You're correct, sir. Yeah, I'm here from the government. I'm here to help. Are you though? Dayton said Vivek is a Democrat in MAGA clothing. He's a Soros-funded Trojan horse. No, he's not. He got one what is it? Scholarship when he was 17, and that's all it's ever been. Thomas said if Trump somehow actually becomes president again, first thing he needs to do is disband a bunch of 3-letter agencies. Hell yeah. Now we talking. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people, I think, are going to vote Trump no matter who he picks. Trump is Deli 2024. There you go. Shout out to Ronnie Dyer. Good to see us at Byron Donalds. Yeah, a lot of people are going with Byron. A lot of people like him. So my prediction is based on the political landscape and media coverage. I have arguments why Trump won't pick Tulsi as well. Please let us know. Something who knows nothing about something. Said I'll offer my 2 cents why we have a hard time voting for women. Women tend to seek cooperation and try to be more compassionate than men. That's not what is needed. What we need in these times. I think that's fair, and I think, and also I do think that there's something to be said about a strong woman is not as appealing as a strong man. So the way that they usually twist that is to act like, oh, we have to work so much harder because when we're strong, then you see it as bossy. Sorry, I didn't make my brain. It just goes that way. So it may not be fair, but it is what it is. Medrano, has ever anyone fearing Vivek's Hinduism? I have. Shout out to Ann Coulter. I heard many people express fear of his Barry Sorrento from Honolulu vibes. I've not heard that one, so I guess we're in different circles. But since I'm not basing my prediction on anything substantial in terms of policy, it's not. That's not reality. It's part of my reasoning. It's my honest analytical conclusion. Fair enough. Oh, it's not part of your reason. Yeah. I think did I say that? I feel like I think I said that by accident anyway. Carl said, if you allow skill stuff in society, it necessarily affects children. And asking religious people to acknowledge men as women, i.e. lie, are asking them to violate their morals. So I disagree, because the fact that people are, I do think there are people who would benefit from living their lives as trans people, at least in the short term, or at least to the point where I don't feel the government has any business telling them not to. And so, yes, it will affect children, but so does drinking alcohol, so does smoking weed, so does driving cars. Anything that we do affects children, but you can't just say you're not allowed to do it because I don't like it. If we're directly showing it to the children, if we're pushing it on children, that's a different story. But just because something exists and it can be a bad influence on children doesn't mean that the government should eradicate it. I don't want the government to be the arbiter of morality. AOC wants to be Eva Perón. I don't even know who that is, but that's still funny. Shout out. Dean Rhino said the Biden brothers looking the same was a reach. Agreed. John's got a bounce. Thank you so much for hanging out. You guys have a good one, and shout out to Richard Hardy. Hey, shout out to the BNO Railroad. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the party. The debate itself is at 9 p.m. Eastern, so it is just after, it's 10 after 8 here on the East Coast, so in 50 minutes. So I'm probably going to close this down shortly. And you know, I think I'm going to try to see if I can get people, you know, if so Nick just dropped the Discord link. You know, you do have to be a member to be in the video chat, but again, I'd really like to watch this with you guys. So if you are a member, definitely, you know, go and react to the post that I was like, hey, if you do it, and always get a prenup. There you go. There you go. Call back. Oh, that's this one. David said, that look seemed like you thought it was a racist comment. It wasn't. Elizabeth Warren said she was Native American, and it wasn't true, but she ran on it as Kamala did as an Indian daughter. Did I? What did you say? Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw camel toe, and I was like, wait, what are we doing? So, okay, gotcha. So, Kamala. Gotcha. Camel toe has ruined the Indian heritage who people don't trust. It's sad too. Vivek is promising. That's what she ran on, her heritage of being the daughter of immigrants. Correcta. And yeah, guys, feel free to be like, hey, you know, that chat up there, you know, if you skipped it, I think it's, you know, whatever. Feel free to do that. So yes, I agree. Dietrich said the Democratic Party is inherently feminine and Republican is male. Let's say Republican is masculine to keep it the same. Women love to complain and just be heard and don't want a logical solution, whereas men only think in logic. You know, it's like, right on, let's go. Yeah. All right. So yes, everybody, if you the Discord is completely free to join, guys. We are in there 24/7 hanging out, having conversations in the free chat. So definitely join, even if you don't anticipate on being a channel member. But if you do join, then you get full access. And I'm about to make some food and then head on into the video chat and see if we can get something going for this debate. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this. You know, just a little chat about what's going on. And prenub forever. You have a good one, buddy. Enjoy the debate as well as the rest of you. If you are new here, thank you so very much for being here. As it says, I am live down in the studio with the full setup every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. And I've been doing some more laid back, chill streams like this almost every day. So hit that subscribe and be part of the club. And like I said, the Discord it's popping. That's really what we're here for, is to build a community. And so far, I'm really happy with what we've built. And we are much closer to the beginning than we are to the end. So hop on while you can. Enjoy the debate, everybody. Thank you for popping through. I very, very, very much appreciate you. And of course, a big thank you to the Funk Master General for sponsoring both streams today. Very, very, very much appreciated. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you. Yeah, right. I was like, But, all right, guys. Thank you so very much. Once again, I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Until next time, I am out of here. Peace.